Welcome back to another video today, and today we are going to be ranking modern Rolex models. If you're new to the channel, we're basically going to be ranking them in particular categories. Categories are Echelons of Greatness, Cool as Fuck, Decent, and Poop. So if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and give us a follow, and let's get down to the rankings. The very first model would be the Rolex GMT Master 2. Now, you might have seen a reel previously floating about of me loving the GMT Master 2. What can I say? It's my favorite Rolex. I think it's a great daily watch, and it's a great all-rounder. Dress it up, dress it down, with a lot of history. So for me, the GMT Master 2 has to go into Echelons of Greatness. You know, like I said, love that watch, and in my opinion belongs there. The next watch on the list would be the Rolex Submariner. So this one, I would say cool as fuck. For me, it's not Echelons of Greatness. You might disagree, say it's the other way around, that the GMT probably goes in the decent category and Submariner goes into the greatness category. But for me, a Submariner is just cool as fuck. It's a great watch, you know, bomb proof, you know, great daily piece, and yes, steeped with history, but for me, not quite as cool as a GMT. The third watch on the list is the Rolex Datejust, released in the 1950s and been an ever-present since. Generally the first go-to Rolex for a lot of people. I would personally put it into the decent category because it is a decent watch. You know, you can wear it every day, dress it up, dress it down. Doesn't belong, you know, in the Echelons of Greatness for me. The fourth Rolex on the list would be the Rolex Day-Date, again released in the 50s. Now for me, the Day-Date model, I've got to say, does belong in Echelons of Greatness. To own a Day-Date, you know, it's a status symbol. You know, a lot of people, maybe not nowadays, but certainly, you know, when I first got in the industry, you know, to own a Rolex Day-Date watch meant that you had achieved something great in your life, or, you know, something had happened for you to work towards that. And yeah, it's an Echelons of Greatness piece for me, especially some of the newer style, you know, Day-Date 40s and the classic 36 mils, great watches. The fifth watch on the list has got to be the Cosmograph Daytona, probably the most iconic Rolex out there. Got to put it into the Echelons of Greatness just for that alone. It's you know, the watch endorsed by Paul Newman that got famous, and you know, we just see it go from strength to strength every year. The most sought after watch on the planet. Yeah, got to go in the greatness category. The sixth watch on the list is the Rolex Air King. Now personally for me, I'm not a massive fan of the Air King. It's just a bit busy, the dial, and I would have to put this into the poop category. It's probably my least favorite Rolex, or one of my least favorite Rolexes, should I say. You know, it's just not for me, and yeah, it's got to go in the poop category. It's not a watch that I really like, but taking nothing away, that obviously if you own an Air King, this isn't to say that you're poop, but just your watch isn't for me. The seventh watch on the list would be the Rolex Explorer 2. Now I think it's a decent watch. Again, it's got a sort of GMT function to it, so you know, it's very ideal to use every day. Good daily watch as well, and quite understated on the wrist because of the brushed bezel, brushed finish, should I say, and fixed bezel. So yeah, it's a decent watch, and yeah, it's a good all-rounder. Eighth watch on the list is the Rolex Sky Dweller. Now this is a cool as fuck watch. It was the most complicated watch that Rolex do, but it's definitely not an Echelons of Greatness watch for me. You know, I think the Sky Dweller could vastly be improved, namely the thickness of the watch could be brought down a little bit so it's a bit thin out on the wrist, but it's a very cool as fuck timepiece, you know, already very iconic on the wrist, you know, and one of the most sought after watches on the planet by Rolex. So great watch, but yeah, not greatness for me. And last but not least has got to be the Rolex Cellini, or Cellini as some people call it. So for me, this watch is in the poop category. It's sort of none of the hallmarkings of, you know, your everyday Rolex. Never get asked for one. I think I've sold one in the last 2 years from someone that wanted one. Would I really stock one? Not really, unless it was practically given to me. I wouldn't want to, you know, take a chance on that, because you generally end up being stuck with them. So yeah, the Cellini for me is in the poop category. Yeah, and that's it. So let me know what you think of my rankings. Be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments below, or if you're new to the video, if you can hit the subscribe button, give us a follow. If there's any that I've missed, let me know, and in the future, you know, we'll try and do another ranking video for Rolex. But thank you for taking the time, if you have got this far, for watching. Really appreciate it, and see you next time.